referee, Joe Cortez, brings Meldrick Taylor and Howard Davis to the center of the ring. Both of these former gold medalists of the Olympic Games. Davis in '76, perhaps his gold medal is tarnished a little bit over the years. But Davis is still probably shiny, or Taylor's is still probably shiny. He won his at the 1984 Games in Los Angeles. And here they are.
Actually, sadly enough, Howard Davis' whole career seems to be bittersweet. He no longer has the medal. It was stolen from his house, along with $15,000 worth of jewelry a couple of years ago.
Boy, things really have gone. When you look down the list and the career of Howard Davis, there's not an awful lot to smile about ever since that big moment in Montreal.
And even that moment was bittersweet because his mother had died a day before the opening ceremonies at the Olympics. It just seems Howard Davis is not destined to have that moment of joy out of this sport that so many people predicted for him.
Sugar Ray Leonard told me about a half an hour before we came on the air that had his mother died at the same time, he probably would have withdrawn. But yet there was something inside of Howard Davis that told him, Mom would have wanted him to continue and win. And there's Sugar Ray Leonard at ringside. He's in town to watch this, and of course, the Mike Tyson fight here tomorrow.
And he is rooting very hard for his teammate. They were as close, that '76 team, as this '84 team has been. And Howard Davis is very much in this fight. We should point out, we gave the first 2 rounds to Meldrick Taylor because he threw more punches and landed more. But Howard asserted himself in the opening bell of round 3, won that fight close, in our opinion, and won round 4 even closer, in our opinion. He's going back into his shell a little bit. He has to stay active, Howard Davis.
A lot of power in that right uppercut of Howard Davis.
He loaded up the right hand, it just missed. He's got Meldrick confused right now. Meldrick is not asserting himself. And for one of the infrequent times in his career, I think Howard Davis right now is dictating the pace of this fight. He is not in total control, but he is making Meldrick Taylor do things he's not used to doing. He's taken Meldrick out of his game plan, and right now this thing is a fight.
Strong body punches by Taylor in close. Inside a half minute remaining in round 5.
Back on the inside where everybody thought Meldrick Taylor, I thought Meldrick Taylor would dominate. Howard Davis has never been known as an effective infighter, and yet he's holding his own on the inside. Both fighters have a bad habit of backing straight out. They both got tagged with punches doing that.
Howard Davis looking stronger as this fight moves along. We're live, and we'll be back. Howard Davis, a product of the 50s. Meldrick Taylor, a product of the 60s. Meeting today live in Atlantic City on ABC's Wide World of Sports. We moved to round 6. I was very surprised to hear as we move along in this super lightweight fight that Lou Duva, when Meldrick Taylor came to the corner, Alex, said that's the way to go. That's what we want to do. That's what we need to see more of.
That's as much trying to encourage his fighter, trying to get his fighter up, give him confidence as it is strategy. Lou Duva has always been the cheerleader in that corner, and George Benton has always been the strategist. And once Lou got through with the cheerleading, George leaned over and said, Meldrick, don't pull out. When you get close to him, stay there and out-hustle it. Right now, Howard's given him a little movement. He's changed his strategy, and Meldrick is on the outside, trying to find a way to work his way in.
Meanwhile, it must be awful strange to Howard Davis when he moves to the corner. For only the second time in his career, he doesn't see his father's face there.
And for the same, just like he has in every between rounds of his career, he stood between rounds. He has never sat on a stool as a professional. I think that's a bad strategy. I think he could use the time off. But Howard just says it's not him. He doesn't feel right sitting down. He says he keeps himself more in the fight by standing between rounds.
Davis still looking relatively light on his toes. His face red, as is Meldrick Taylor. Taylor looking to be a little bit more of the aggressor, I think, in this round. And, of course, he's got the tremendous support of his Olympic teammates. Evander Holyfield in the red shirt and Mark Breland in the striped shirt.
Evander's a lot happier to be a cheerleader here at ringside than he was when the other guys were cheering him when he won the title, the WBA junior heavyweight title from Dwight Muhammad Cowie.
Right after that fight, Holyfield went into the hospital for dehydration. They had to hook him up to an IV and everything.
They said he lost 15 pounds, which I find hard to believe, but 15 pounds in weight, liquid obviously, during that fight.
So there you have it, this new diet. Throw out the Pritikin thing. Just climb into the ring with Cowie and you lose 15 in one afternoon.
See if you get Dwight's phone number. I need the diet. Once again, Howard Davis being a little bit versatile and I think confusing Meldrick. Howard's not winning these rounds or totally dominating the rounds, but he's throwing off Meldrick. He's got the kid confused.
So Meldrick Taylor's 13th professional fight.
Howard Davis's camp said Meldrick Taylor has talent, he's got potential, but he is not ready at this stage of his career to fight someone with the ability and experience of Howard Davis. They are rushing this kid too fast.
The WBC ranks Davis at number 13, Taylor at number 17. Obviously, they both think it's a little bit higher than that.
Move you like never before.
They ring the bell to continue this super lightweight bout between Howard Davis in the blue trunks and Meldrick Taylor in the white. Round 7 scheduled for 10. I'm Al Troutwig along with Alex Swallow through 6. Alex, how do you see it?
Well, to me, the first 4 rounds were relatively easy to score. First 2 to Taylor, second 2 to Davis. I thought the 5th round was even. In the last round, very close to even. I hate to call 2 even rounds in a row. I gave it to Taylor.
Davis plant that left foot, cover up, wait to absorb a few hits, and then look for an opening. Meanwhile, Meldrick Taylor still tries to be the pursuer.
In terms of scoring, however, when he sits there like that with the hands up, he's giving Meldrick Taylor free shots. Now, that's 6 punches that Meldrick has landed. The 2 to the head didn't land. That one was low. But those are giveaway punches. This is rope-a-dope. A lot of people, Howard admits he patterned himself after Muhammad Ali. Saw a movie called A.K.A. Cassius Clay, and then inspired him to become a boxer. A lot of people think that Muhammad Ali was the worst thing that ever happened to boxing in terms of technique, because so many fighters trying to imitate Ali develop bad habits. That is one of Howard Davis's bad habits. He gives away too many scoring blows, using what Ali called the rope-a-dope. Meldrick Taylor is not George Foreman. He is not a heavyweight, and he is not going to get roped.
Meanwhile, in the corner of Meldrick Taylor, the familiar face of Lou Duva. Yelling, screaming, certainly very much involved in this fight, as he is at every fight.
And it's hard to believe that just the day before yesterday, Lou was at the funeral of his wife, Ines, his wife of 37 years, a very special lady who finally succumbed after a 15-year battle against multiple sclerosis. Lou says Ines was his wife and boxing was his mistress, and not once in their years together did she complain about the other woman in his life. Our condolences to Lou and to the entire Duva family. You see him right there very, very much in this fight. He knows that his fighter is in danger of losing his unbeaten record here. You see him waving his arms, that means pressure. That means come forward. That was the plan coming in, and Meldrick has not executed that plan. It is not totally Meldrick's fault. Howard Davis has an awful lot to do with that.
Just about 20 seconds remaining in this round 7. 3 more after this, if they can last. Really slugging it out in close, trading 1 for 1. The question is if and when the huge body blows delivered in this round by Meldrick Taylor will take its toll on Howard Davis.
So call now and find out more about U.S. Sprint.
Buy it.
Meldrick Taylor and Howard Davis come at it again as we begin round 8, scheduled for 10, live in Atlantic City. You may see it one way, we may see it another. The bottom line is right now it's close.
I thought the 7th round, Meldrick won it with the body punching that we talked about early in that round. Howard did something some good things in the second half of the round, but he gave away too much in the first half.
The So there's no real way right now to say Meldrick has to do this to win, Howard's got to do this to win. They both have to feel that they've got to win overall the remaining rounds.
Yeah, neither of these fighters can coast.
A short while ago here in the Copa room, Pernell Whitaker took on Raphael Williams, an experienced veteran. We'll be showing you some of what happened to Pernell in this ring, in this room earlier today following this bout. Big left. Howard Davis actually threw that punch while he was in the air, bouncing and dancing. Showing a lot of spring right now. And Meldrick Taylor not being able to cut him off as he moves around the ring, as he told us yesterday he wanted to do.
Good sequence there by Howard. Through the jab, flick the jab, and then cross the right hand effectively. You can't waste too much energy bouncing. You see him flat-footed. He doesn't bounce nearly as much as he used to. He's learned. Howard Davis, I must give him credit, has learned things. He went through an awful lot of his professional career and did not show an ability to change. But for this fight, at least, he has changed his style. He has finally, after almost 10 years, shown that he can adapt, that he can fight the professional style. And win or lose, I think he's proven a point.
The left got into the chin of Davis, but for the most part, he's done a good job of avoiding the Meldrick Taylor efforts to his face. But the body blows are something else.
He showed his experience and he showed his ability there, just spinning out of the corner. Appeared to be trapped. Meldrick not putting punches together, throwing one punch at a time. It's taking too much time trying to find Howard. He's not letting his hands go. This movement has Meldrick really confused.
Another relatively even round, round 8, winding down. We may have 2 more to go.